Good morning, friends. I thought I would just come on here and give you a little bit of an update on everything that's been going on the past couple months and just recently. But first, I wanted to show you a view from my room. Here you go. It's a nice, brisk, chilly morning. And I think the spin class is happening down below. Or something is happening. There's a woman yelling. And music. I assume it's the spin class. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Sunday morning. And if you haven't already done so, please like and subscribe to our channel to stay up to date. Thank you. And so you can get another angle of the outside, we'll come over here. It's a nice chilly morning though. My lovely little garden. It's still doing okay, but not really. So I also thought I might as well just take you on a day of my life. And this Sunday, it's kind of just going to be a little bit relaxing. I am going to, before breakfast, I'm just getting my muffin tins ready. I am going to be making rhubarb muffins. Because we had a bunch of rhubarb from my uncle's, no, it was either from my uncle's farm or my parents had a bunch of rhubarb in their backyard. But we are gonna make some, and I'm adding some protein powder that I got from Badger Fitness. I believe it was Pure Choice Whey, something like that. But add a little bit more protein into the mix. Yeah, but that'll be after breakfast, so we will see you soon. There we go. I tried to look for fall ones, but they didn't have any. So the colors are fall at least, but it's more balloons and party. Oh well, I'll pretend it's fall. So now that I'm done with breakfast, I am going to do some, ow, that's my hair in my eye. I'm gonna do some personal development, and I did do positive affirmations this morning, and now I'm going to do some writing. Still have the rest of my breakfast. Didn't finish that. But yeah, so I'm gonna do a couple minutes of writing on my computer, and then I will get started with my day a little bit more. I kind of ease into it on Sundays, but I'm not fully awake yet, I'll be honest. But I will talk to you after I finish writing. So my protein muffins, rhubarb muffins are done. And now I am just making some cucumber salad, but I saw a bee fly in here because I have my patio door open to get some, waves, to get some air circulating. But I don't know where the bee went. So now I'm kind of like freaking out and constantly looking around. This is fun. I don't like bees. But I'm gonna finish making the cucumber salad and I will show you the end result. It has officially just become a cooking and baking day. I had some potatoes and turnips that I needed to use up. So I finished the potatoes and cut up one turnip and then added some garlic spread. These are about to go in the oven. And now that my muffins are cool enough, I can put those away. And while I was cooking here, a bee flew somewhere into this apartment. I'm not entirely sure where, but... Oh, and also, we got a little bit of Christmas going on. 'Tis the season. So I just finished making some potatoes and turnips. Got all of those away, got my muffins frozen. Now I'm about to hop on a Zoom call to do a workout with a friend and then do some more stuff on my checklist. Probably won't get everything done today, but that's all right with me. It's an active rest day, so I'll take it. But I am going to be updating you guys the second half of this video about my mental health and everything else that has been going on since the beginning of this year. So stay tuned for that. So I thought I'd end the vlog with an update on my mental health and things I've just been going through the last couple months. Well, it's been like 6 months, so. But since quarantine and everything has started to happen. So first, originally I had lost my job due to the virus, I want to say March. Yeah, March. And in the beginning I was fine, you know, it is what it is. I was, you know, devastated, but there wasn't much I could do about it. And so that is what it is. And then I would say a month in, I started noticing different signs that something was up, and so I just, you know, registered it in my own brain, didn't really do much with it. But then I think it was in the months of May and June, my mental health took a dive, like significant dive. My thoughts were just spiraling out of control. They were turning negative. I began despising my disability, racing. There were just a variety of racing thoughts about my future, about my choices, about my family, you know, anything in life. I was having racing thoughts about, second guessing, you name it, I was probably doing it. Or second guessing, I mean. They kind of took the reins of my life, I would say, at that point. And that's when I knew that I had to make a change, because I do have anxiety and panic attacks, but these were so severe and so frequent that I would just randomly start crying and having a panic attack in the middle of the day, not knowing whatsoever the cause, or, you know, I wasn't necessarily thinking of anything. And I also dealt with insomnia at that time because of my racing thoughts. So it was during that time that I knew kind of that I needed to get some help, get some guidance on a new direction. I think the biggest thing for me was when I turned 30 last year, when I turned 30 last year, that really struck me, and I didn't think it was going to, but it definitely was the quarter life crisis, and I feel like I've still been in that, but kind of when everything went down beginning of this year, I reached out to all my close friends, my parents, my family, and I wanted them to hold me accountable because I knew I needed to get the help. So I made an appointment to see a psych, and I asked them to keep checking in on me to make sure that I made the appointment, that I went to the appointment, whether it was virtual or in person, whatever it needed to be. And that was just, I think that was one of the biggest things that's really helped me with the hurdles that I've gone through, is the accountability. And that's something that I always need, whether it's working out, you know, jobs, whatever it is. I thrive on accountability and having that teamwork. So I think going into the appointments, I knew that there would be a lot to discuss. But I don't think I really knew just how much. I would say that I'm a professional person who brushes things under the rug. I don't really address problems, even though I should. And so I think that was the biggest thing for me, is opening up to the psych and saying, hey, this is what's on my mind, this is what's going on, you know, and just getting actual advice on moving past these not moving past, but getting through these panic attacks in a better way than what I was doing, because it wasn't coping. And so starting the psych, a couple of the things that I mentioned or had brought up were things that I've been battling for years. And like that, one of the things is overthinking. I've always been an overthinker. Some situations are easier than others to not overthink, but most of the time I do. And then with that comes the anxiety. And anxiety for me is a little different, because I can have anxiety for valid reasons and also invalid reasons, and I really can't tell you why, but I've noticed those things. So those are always something that I've been working on. But since I started doing more fitness, mindfulness, positive affirmations, and that kind of thing, I have noticed I've been able to tone down my anxiety and truly understand, like, okay, this is why I'm feeling this way. This is what I can do to get out of it, you know, things like that. And before, I would never have done that. So I know that that's progress, but it's just really interesting when you dive into the mental health aspect and try to take those backward steps to figure out, okay, why am I feeling X, Y, and Z? And having a professional to talk to has been really beneficial, and I'm really glad that I did take that step, because I don't know how far, you know, my mental health would have gone down if I hadn't. And the one thing that I haven't yet brought up to the psych, which it's not like a major thing, but it's weird OCD things that I do. Like, for example, checking locks. For whatever reason, I check them in patterns of like 3. And even though I can say, oh yes, I locked it, I can tell myself I locked it, I have to check. And that kind of goes with the anxiety, but it's just one of my weird little quirks. I would say a lot of the anxiety is also my own internalized anxiety, and that, you know, that just wraps around my own overthinking, all of that. Part of my anxiety, I'm a professional nail biter, what do you call that? Skin biter? Picker, not just a biter. Definitely, that's a work in progress. But the main thing is mental health is not something to be ashamed of. It should be talked about. If you're struggling, please reach out. There are so many people who want to help you. They want to see you be your best, and there is no shame in asking for help. Most of the time, I always say that I want to be the helper, but I got to the point where I realized I needed the help, and I'm really glad that I did take that step. So I'm excited to see where the next couple months and however long I stay with the psych. I'm excited to see how my mental growth continues. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a little bit of update because these past 6 months have been a little rocky, especially with Danny still in Brazil. He hasn't been able to come back, so everything is kind of up in the air in that aspect. But yeah, I think for right now, at least it's stable and I'm in a good place. So it's always a good place to start, right? But feel free, if you'd like, to comment if any of this resonates with you, if you agree with anything. Please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thanks, guys.